We've got an act who's been doing very well now at another Sunday night we do here called Alex Boardman's Young Guns, where some of the emerging comedians on the circuit come and do their stuff. But this is the first time at New Stuff. So, yes, gather yourselves, make him feel very welcome as you stamp your feet, clap your hands and give it up for Harry Stachini!
How are you doing? You alright? Lovely stuff. I'm going to jump straight into it. I'm having a very good 2017 so far, right? I've moved out with mum's, so I'm feeling... Cheers, thank you, yeah. I feel grown up too, you know? It's amazing. But I keep dipping my toe in and out of adulthood, right? I do. It's not quite for me. Like, a couple of weeks ago, my car broke down on the side of the M1. So I had to ring AA on loudspeaker in my car. And this is what I mean about dipping my toe in and out. Because halfway through the conversation with the AA, I totally forgot where I was, right? And I just let off this massive fart, like a proper all over the place. But like, credit to the adult on the end of the phone. She just said, "Sir, please don't panic. Assistance is on its way." And like, she was right, you know. 45 minutes later, a guy showed up, fixed my car, and he bought me a fresh pair of pants. So, what I'm saying is, I'm 22. Last week I shit myself, and Connor from AA cleaned it up. He like lay me down on the bonnet, lift my ankles like a baby, and then just like dusted me bum off with a car mat. You wouldn't get that with RAC, you know what I mean? You just wouldn't. They'd leave you on the side of the motorway in a foil blanket, no pants on, and just saying like, your dad will be here in 20 minutes. And imagine that car journey, you know? Harry, you've got to stop doing this. And me being like, I thought it was a fart, you know? So yeah, I'm having a good year so far. I've only pooed myself once. But yeah, that's something else I've noticed, right, since I moved out. I ooh a lot, right? And I ooh at strangers. I don't know what it is. What I mean is, right, if I'm walking down the street and I get caught in a situation where I can't quite get around someone, right, I come out with this ridiculous ooh noise, right? It's like, ooh, right, ooh. Seriously. I do it that much, my hips actually swing back. As if to be like, we're getting far away as possible from that noise, right? It's awful. And like, the thing is, you can't do the ooh for too long, because you'll just look strange, you know, ooh. Ooh. I oohed at a child the other day, but I don't know why, but my hips went forward, okay? I had people just looking at me like, that's not right, son. Oh, I'm sorry, oh. I do it, right, even when it's not needed. If I'm walking down the street and someone is walking towards me and I'm thinking, right, it could be needed, but they're like 3 meters off of me, I will come out with the ooh from here, okay? And they're just looking at me like, what have you just done? And I'm like, I'm sorry, I've just prematurely oohed on you. But I've went and joined this premature ooh group, right? It's just like 13 of us in the car park that can never get through the door. Uh-oh. It's not good. I read something as well, right? Apparently we're actually getting dumber. You believe this? We're actually getting dumber, apparently, right? And I reckon it's to do with phones. I reckon because we're always on it, it's just like an extension of us now. I reckon give it like 500 years and we're going to have a kid that's born with a selfie stick as an arm, okay? I can just feel it coming. I'm not saying I'm helping, you know. I think if anything, I'm not a very intelligent guy. The first time someone gave me a selfie stick, I pretended to be blind. Doesn't say a lot about me, does it? And I was thinking the other day, like, guide dog poo, who picks that up? That is a valid point, isn't it? I reckon there's been an incident where a blind guy's picked a poo up for a dog that wasn't his. It's just a point, that's all I'm saying. But I tell you what doesn't help with it, right? I reckon that our education system's flawed in a sense that at 16, give us a cheer in here if you went and saw a careers officer. Yeah. It's bollocks, careers officers, right? They're just pointless people, okay? Because at 16, you don't know what you're going to do for the rest of your life. The only thing you know at 16 is, right, what your favourite kind of Lynx is, and like, you know, all the words to Mr. Brightside. That's it. You know? Yeah, some Killers fans at the back there. When I was 16, the only thing I was sure of was, right, that I looked like a lesbian, okay? And not even a good-looking one. It's ridiculous. At 16, the only thing you're nailed on to do that year is go to Reading Festival, right, and have some poor girl called Sophie whitey in a tent. That's it. But at 16, they're like, you know what you're going to do. I'm 22, I've still not got the answer. Okay, I graduated with a degree in sports, fucking sports. Right, so I had two options when I finished. It was like professional athlete, right, or a referee at Power League. Okay, weren't going to happen, was it? And then we go and see a guy that's wearing a suit from Asda, as if he's got the answer. You know what I mean? Fucking rubbish. The guy's got a drinking habit and 3 failed marriages. He's just like, I fucking miss her so much. You're telling him what you want to do for the rest of your life, and he's just like, have you thought about being a therapist? You know? You're a really good listener. Fucking bollocks. If I had my time again with a careers officer, right, and they said to me, Harry, what do you want to do for the rest of your life, son? I'd say, stop fucking crying, for a start. Because what I want to do is I want to be a careers officer, right? Just so I can see the confused look on their face as they start to ironically think, who the fuck wants to do that? And hopefully, with my wise words, he'll get his life in order. So, yeah, that was a joke about careers officers and breakdown cover. So, has anyone here been to Secret Cinema? No? No one's grassing. Fucking keeping quiet. Has anyone heard of Secret Cinema? Few people, right? Well, for those that haven't, don't worry, I'm here, educating time. Right, it's basically you go and watch a film, right? But instead of watching it in the cinema, you go and watch it on the set of the film, right? And they sell it to you like you're going to fucking Hollywood, okay? When in fact it's like a warehouse in Slough, okay? Very different places. It's like when people say Blackpool and Las Vegas are the same place. No, they're not. No, they've both got flashing lights, right? Granted. But I can guarantee only one of them has prostitutes that stand outside a chip shop. But I went to Secret Cinema, right, with my girlfriend and her dad, and the film we watched was set on a US Army base around about the time of World War II. Right, and about a month before you go, they send you an email telling you a character you're going to play and a costume you've got to wear. So it's like going into witness protection, but you're paying like 80 quid to do it, right? But when my girlfriend was telling me about this email, right, I was watching Match of the Day. So I'm going to be honest here, I wasn't listening, you know? And that's not my fault. She watches Bake Off, I watch Match of the Day. That's it. But she just carried on, she kept going. The only thing I heard her say was, wear a suit because my dad's wearing one. I was like, a suit? I've got one of them, you know, I've been to a christening. So, right. A month later, I go into London, I'm wearing my suit, I'm feeling good, I was looking good. But I see my girlfriend and her dad, and I think, shit, I should have read the email. Right? Because my girlfriend is dressed as a US like naval person, but like medical, and my girlfriend's dad has come as a 1940s nurse. Because the film we're watching is set on a US Army base, and like I said, I look like I'm going to a fucking christening. And my girlfriend is fuming. Her dad saluted me when he saw me. I was like, all right, Brian, how are you doing? And he's an oddball. He's got a cat called Colin. Colin. That's far too human of a name to give a cat, innit? And the way he talks about Colin, you think he's on like the parish council. He's like, oh, Colin's had a rough week. Oh, he's been rushed off his feet, as Colin. Oh, has he? Yeah, because last time I checked, he's still shat in a box. Right? But we're in the queue for this thing, and it's far too late to do anything about it. And my girlfriend's looking at me, she's like, you didn't read the fucking email, did you, Harry? And I'm like, no, I didn't, babe, but I bet you can tell me you won goal of the month. So, who's the real winner? But we're in the queue, and they've got these like trained actors walking around that are like stewards, but there's this one guy dressed as a soldier who is like shouting at all of us. He's like, the enemy are everywhere. You are well behind enemy lines. I'm like, all right, mate, there's a fucking Sainsbury's over the road. There's two men over there holding hands, right? If we were back in the 1940s, I'm pretty sure they would have nectar points, and that would be illegal, right? But we're in the queue, right? And this guy starts getting us into separate queues. He's like, I want everybody with the military in this queue, everybody with healthcare in this queue, and everybody with the press, you're going to follow me. People start breaking off into the queues, right? And I'm seeing people in the press wearing a suit. I'm like, that's got to be me, you know what I mean? There's going to be a fucking tough sell as a nurse, otherwise, right? So I start making my way over to this guy, and immediately he's asking us what our names are and what newspaper we work for. He asked this one girl, she was like, my name's Mary Ann, I work for the New York Post. Like, she nailed it, right? She got the job. He went to me, Harry, what paper do you work for? I said, OK Magazine. The guy looked at me stunned. And he's telling us that when we go inside, we've got to go and do like interviews, get to meetings, and like, you know, just do like general errands. And I'm a bit like, I've come here to have a fucking good night, you know what I mean? I'm not coming to work. But at this point, my phone rings and the guy flips. He's like, whose phone is that? I was like, sorry mate, it's mine. He goes, what the hell was that about? I said, don't worry about it. It's from the future. We win the war and you're still a knobhead. Right? So I go skipping off inside, right? Ready to go and start my new job at OK Magazine, right? Loving it. I've been in there like 20 minutes. I had 2 meetings and a promotion. I was fucking good at this. I forgot about the girlfriend. In my head, I was like this single man in the 1940s. I was mixing it up with the other actors. Like, do you remember when I didn't read the email? Fucking look at me now, right? Loving it. But then I bumped into the girlfriend like 3 hours later, and I'll be honest, I was drunk, okay? And there's probably a lot of men in this room that are going to understand what I say here, but sometimes a woman can be that angry that when they shout, they close their eyes, okay? Because she came over to me, she was like, Harry Alexander Stachini, where the fuck have you been? I was like, babe, open your eyes. Right? She goes, where have you been? I said, I've been working. She goes, you what? I said, I've had a promotion. She wasn't happy about the promotion, right? And that really fucking upset me because I'm very supportive of her career. But she's like, this is bang out of order, right? We've come here as a family. My dad's got a table, you're going to come sit down with us right now. I said, I can't. Right now, I can't. She went, why the fuck not? I said, well, it's Pete's birthday from the office and we're all going to have the drinks. She said to me, Harry Stachini, you cannot be fucking serious. I said, honestly, babe, you should have read that email. So, you guys have been lovely. I've been Harry Stachini. Take it easy. Get me on Twitter if you want to as well.
That was Harry's